Hello, good morning, children. Our lesson for today is about compares and arrange decimal numbers. Of course, with me, Mama Marita. Okay, let us comparing the duck. Okay, compare the duck by writing greater than, less than, or equal. So we have number 1, 4 tens and 2 tens. So what is the symbol appropriate in number 1? Correct. It's greater than. Okay, so let's proceed for the second one. So we have 67 hundreds and 75 hundreds. So what is the symbol appropriate? Correct. So it's less than. Number 3, we have 2 and 34 hundreds. While comparing by 2 and 54 hundreds. So what do you think is the symbol right in number 3? Correct. It's less than. Number 4, we have 19 and 54 hundreds. Comparing by 19 and 76 hundreds. So what is the symbol appropriate in this number? Correct. It's also less than. Okay. So last number is 1 and 4 tenths. Comparing by 1 and 40 hundredths. So what do you think is the symbol appropriate in this number? Correct. So there is equal. So 1 and 4 tenths is also known as 1 and 40 hundredths. Okay? Okay, for more explanation in comparing numbers. So to compare 53 and 47 hundredths by 53 and 81 hundredths. So let us compare the whole parts of the number. So we have the place value here, the tens and the ones for the whole number, and then the tens and the hundreds for the decimal. So just write it 53 and 47. So the digit in tens place is 4 and the hundreds place is 7. Then 53 and 81 hundreds. So 8 is in the tens place and then 1 is in the hundreds place. By comparing, so we already know that tens and ones is the same. So let us proceed by the tens place value. That is after the decimal point. So we have 4 and 8. So what is the biggest number? Is it 8 or 4? Of course, that is 8. Meaning, 8 is greater than 4. So therefore, 83.81 is greater than 53.47. So that is why how to compare numbers. Just remember the place value chart. So let's have another example by putting the decimal in ascending order. What do we mean by ascending order? So that is from lowest or smallest number up to the greatest number. So we need to write it in the place value chart. So we have 1 and 50 hundredths, so 1.50. Then the next is 1.56. And the last is 1.8 or 0.8. That is 8 tenths. So by comparing, so we already know that the bigger one is 1.50 and then 1.56. So to arrange this, using the first column, the ones, so which one is the smallest? Of course, 8/10. So the first is 8/10. Second is 1.50. Then third is 1.56. Okay, so the greatest number here is 1.56. Okay, let us analyze this problem. In a track and field recreation center, the records of the 3 players who participate are posted in the bulletin board. So we have the players Sam, Enrique, and Daniel. Sam got the score of 24 and 2400 seconds, okay? Or 24.24 seconds, okay? Enrico got 24 and 43 seconds. And then Daniel is 24 and 65 seconds. So let us analyze this problem. So study the place value chart. So we have the sum, which is 24 and 24 hundredths. Enrique is 24 and 43 hundredths. Then Daniel is 24 and 65 hundredths. So which one is the biggest? Since one sentence is the same, so let's proceed. After the decimal points is the tens place. Which one is the biggest? 6, 4, or 2? Very good. So that is 6. So Daniel is the first one. And the second to Daniel is Enrique. And the third is Sam. Okay? So that is how to arrange number by using the place value chart. Just remember, class, each value or place value have definitely value in each place. So just remember which one is biggest and which one is smallest to arrange this decimal number. So now, class, in arranging from greatest to least, it looks like this. So the player with the greatest number is 24.65 seconds. That is Daniel, followed by Enrique, which is 24.43 seconds. And the least is Sam, 24.43 seconds. Okay? So in arranging the least to the greatest, it will be reversed. So the player who got the least number is Sam, which is 24.24 seconds, followed by Enrique, which is 24.43 seconds. Lastly is the biggest, which is Daniel, is 24.65 seconds. So that is how to arrange number from least to greatest and greatest to least. Okay, now class, let us study the sample on arranging decimal numbers from least to greatest. So you look for the number which is least and up to the greatest. So we have 0.7 or 7/10, 5/10, 9/10, and 6/10. Which one is the smallest? 5/10. So that is why the arrangement is look like this: 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, and 9/10. The biggest number is 9. While in the second example, we have 3 and 6/10, 3 and 8/10, 3 and 2/10, 3 and 4/10. So the whole number is the same, but after the decimal or the tens place is not the same. So look for the smallest one. Okay, correct. So 3/10, 3 and 2/10 is the first one, while the last is 3 and 8/10, which is the biggest one. Next example is 7 and 6/10, 7 and 9/10, 7 and 2/10, 7 and 4/10. So the whole number 7 is all the same. So just look after the decimal point. look for the lowest or the smallest number, which is 2, right? So the first one is 7 and 2 tenths. And the last one is 7 and 9 tenths, which is the biggest number. Okay, vice versa. Let's do the vice versa. Look for the example on arranging decimal numbers from greatest to least. So just find for the greatest one. We have 1200s, 1600s, 1400s, and 1800s. Which one is the biggest? Correct. It's 1800s. And the smallest is 1200s. It's look like this in arranging greatest to least. Next example is 31 and 8 tenths, 31 and 9 tenths, 31 and 2 tenths, 31 and 6 tenths. Since the whole number 31 is all the same, look for the number in the tens place after the decimal point. Look for the biggest one, which is 31 and 9 tenths. So that is the biggest, and last is 31 and 2 tenths. Okay? Last example is 68 and 3 tenths, 68 and 9 tenths, 68 and 2 tenths, and 68 and 6 tenths. Now, since 68 is the whole number which is the same, look for the digit in the right after the decimal point. So, look for the highest one. So, that is 68 and 9 tenths. Then, the last is the smallest is 68 and 2 tenths. So, that is how to write or arrange number of decimals from greatest to least. Okay, now class, let us check your understanding by reading each item carefully. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Okay, number 1. Which of the following decimal are arranged from the smallest to the biggest? Is it A, B, C, or D? What is your answer? Okay, correct. It's letter B. From 1 and 1 tenths up to 4 and 1 tenths. Okay. Number 2. What is the place value of 7 in 2 and 7 tenths? Is it A, B, C, or D? Correct. So that is letter C. Tens place after the decimal point. Next, number 3. What is the place value of the highest digit in the number 29 and 67 hundredths? Look for the highest digit. Is it A, B, C, or D? Then the correct answer is letter A. So that is ones. Why ones? Because 9 is the biggest or the highest digit. Okay? Number 4. Which of the following decimal are arranged from biggest to smallest? Okay? Which one? A, B, C, or D? Then the correct answer is letter C. So from 6.4500 up to 6.4 hundredths. So for number 5, what relation symbol should we use to make the statement correct? 7 and 8 tenths blank 7 and 80 hundredths. Is it A, B, C, or D? And the correct answer is letter C. That is equal. Okay? So 7 and 8 tenths is also known as 7 and 80 hundredths. Okay? Okay, let's try once again. Read each item carefully. Choose the letter of the correct answer. For number 1, arrange the following decimal from largest to smallest. So the number are 3 and 7 tenths, 6 and 7 tenths, 8 and 7 tenths, and 2 and 7 tenths. So look for the largest to smallest number. Okay, what is your answer? Largest to smallest number. Correct. It's letter B. So the largest is 8 and 7/10, followed by 6 and 7/10, 3 and 7/10, then 2 and 7/10. Number 2, arrange the following decimal from largest to smallest. Again, largest to smallest. The numbers are 11 and 47 hundredths, 11 and 54 hundredths, 11 and 36 hundredths, then 11 and 42 hundredths. Just look for the greatest to smallest number. And what is the correct answer? Very good. So the correct answer is letter D. From 11 and 54 hundredths up to 11 and 36 hundredths. Okay. So number 3, arrange the decimals from smallest to largest. This time, you look for the smallest first. Okay. So the numbers are 6 and 8 tenths, 1 and 6 tenths, 3 and 5 tenths, 1 and 8 tenths. So which one is the smallest up to the largest number? Is it A, B, C, or D? What is your answer? Fantastic! It's letter C. So we arrange it from 1 and 6 tenths up to 6 and 8 tenths. Okay, very good. Next, number 4. Arrange the decimal from the largest to smallest. Again, largest to smallest. The numbers are 4600, 4900, 4100, then 4300. So arrange from largest number to smallest one. So what is your answer? Correct. It's letter A. So from 49 hundredths up to 41 hundredths. Okay? So next number, last number is arrange the decimal from smallest to largest. The numbers are 3 and 48 hundredths, 3 and 35 hundredths, 7 and 92 hundredths, 4 and 75 hundredths. Look for the smallest up to the largest number. What is the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? Fantastic! You are also correct. It's letter A. So the smallest is 3 and 35 hundredths up to 7 and 92 hundredths. Very good, class. Hope you understand our lesson. So lastly, let us check your understanding by putting in the symbol greater than, less than, or equal to compare the following decimal. For number 1, we have 62 hundredths compared to 71 hundredths. What is the correct symbol? Correct. It's less than, because 71 is the biggest. 71 hundredths is the biggest number. Next, number 2. 4 and 45 hundredths compared to 4 and 46 hundredths. Which symbol is appropriate? Okay, correct. It's also less than, because 4 and 46 hundredths is biggest from 4 and 45 hundredths. Now, let's go to number 3. We have 8 tenths and 80 hundredths. What is the appropriate symbol? Okay, correct. So, we are having equal parts on this. Okay? Number 4, we have 2 and 62 hundredths compared to 2 and 26 hundredths. Which one is the correct symbol? Okay, correct. This is greater than. Why? Because 2 and 62 hundredths is biggest number comparing to 2 and 26 hundredths. Now, last digit or last number, 5 and 8 hundredths compared to 5 and 5 hundredths. Which one is the biggest? Okay, so the correct symbol is greater than. So 5 and 8 hundredths is greater than 5 and 500. Okay. So thank you very much for listening, class. Please do your summative test in decimal posted in our Google Classroom. Okay. Hope you all do well. Okay. Goodbye.